where I'm placing my pole, because that sounds a bit rude, because you know, if you square off, the pole plant tends to happen here, and so I'm trying to make sure that it happens down the fall line somewhere, so that I maintain that separation and the angulation, and that's what I'm working on. And I'm working on it throughout my skiing, not just, I mean, I'm working on it in the low end stuff, in the intermediate parallel stuff.
Yep.
And then I'm you know, trying to bring it up into my higher end skiing. As I said to you at lunchtime, I get into some situations where the ski reacts very strongly.
Yeah.
And I'm not, you know, controlling the pressure well enough, and I lose contact a little bit. So, and then I'll bring it back, you know, bring it back a little slower and try and get the moves and try and get the timing. And I'm trying to apply it to corridor situations.
Yeah. I had an interesting chat yesterday with Olivier Godbout, and he told me like he's trying to separate a little bit higher underneath the ribs.
Yeah.
Okay, and trying not to give up too much the hip in over here. Try to keep it a little bit squarer to keep the power on the ski. And he was telling like his angulation and his separation comes from a little bit higher up. What would be your opinion about this? And like
I'm not trying to do that.
No, and
no, but it's interesting that he is.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good skier. It's interesting that he's
Yeah.
doing that. Yeah, I'm trying to maintain separation by having the skis turn my lower body this way, but doing that kind of a thing with the this kind of a thing here with the hip in order to create the torque and the separation through the completion.
One thing I was a little concerned when I hear Olivier, it's interesting because again, like you look at the way he skis is incredibly strong.
Yeah.
So you say, okay, like what is he doing special?
Yeah.
And then he says that it helps him to keep power on the outside ski by doing that. But there's one thing though, I had discussions with, I heard Norm Kurtz saying that at the last technical committee meeting. He said, like you want to bend like the spine a little bit more equal, not to hurt the back, like you don't want to have a kink somewhere. So I just tried to figure it out, like I'm working a lot with the kinesiologist at home, and he says like it's from head to toes, like the whole body you want to angulate physiologically and to make sure you don't hurt, like you don't want to kink anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm concerned a little bit about. That
hip there.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's a funny place.
It's above the pelvis.
Yeah, above
below the rib and above the pelvis.
Yeah.
Because really, your upper body bends this way, like that, and so angulation needs to happen this way. You know, to do it. Try and do it sideways.
It's
like
dangerous,
that.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but what Olivier is saying, I've heard that before.
Yes.
It's not the first time that I've heard that sort of. I think it was skiing with Ray.
Oh, Ray.
Ray was talking about that sort of bending above the hip. Ray from Korea.
But you know, like I think there's a way to combine it. Like it's just interesting. I respect a lot what he says because I'm really impressed by his skiing. So there must like I want to talk to. Like I've been working a lot with kinesiologists and stuff. I have a guy who's following me very often in my sessions.
Yeah.
And every time I work on something, he's talking to me about, like physiologically, from his experience, he relates that to stuff that are scientific, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
So I would like to have a chat with him about this.
Yeah. And then, so you watched Olivier ski. Were you seeing that in his skiing, or were you?
Definitely what I see is a lot of strength on the outside ski, and like the way he was talking is like if you give up too much, if you open too much, you give up your strength. But like the position he gets into, like it's quite, I heard the French talking about this, like do not try to open too much at the hip. But I would say I'm a bit in the middle, like and again, it's coming back to the discussion we had with Norm Kurtz. He said, like, you go too much to, you exaggerate too much, and then you end up with a kink, and then you end up with injuries.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I guess it's got to be natural.
Yep.
So let's ski.
Yep. That's the plan.